Welcome back, everybody. Today's the last session of fundamentals of Python. So by now, I believe that you have a solid foundation of Python. What does that really, that solid foundation? So I have to just create some note over here. What is the fundamental of programming? Okay. By now, I believe that you know built-in functions. Yeah. So maybe if you don't know also, actually a function, already predefined function, a function that has been built by other developers or programmers, and that is available for us to be used. For instance, print is a function. It has a name, and whenever we use it, when we call it, we have to have these two parentheses. So we call this, the name of the function is print, and this is actually invoking or calling. So it takes arguments. Anything we pass, when we call a function, we call it argument. For instance, hello, world, and 2021, whatsoever, HTML, or CSS, or Python, whatsoever. As you can see, it takes different parameters. Now I was passing here string, and then number, and then list, whatsoever. It takes different arguments as in a value. This is a built-in function. We have seen also other built-in functions like, for instance, input. Whenever you want to get input value, for instance, enter age, something like that. Or we have seen that, for instance, round 9.81. If we want to round this, so it is going to be 10. So we have learned different built-in functions. And then after that, I would like you to know variables. And what are variables? Variables are actually storage, data storage. We store values. A is equal to 10. We are not comparing A and 10. Instead, we are creating a memory storage, and then we are storing 10 at A. And then if we say B, again 20, and C is equal to A plus B now. As you can see, at 10 now we are storing the sum of these values. Great. So we did operation, addition operation. So in programming, we have these operations, different operations, and it could be addition operation, subtraction, division, multiplication, division, and modulus to get the remainder, floor division, we just to get the quotient, and also exponentiation, we do this. And then actually we have also operation, comparison operation. Comparison, we compare something, if something or some values greater than or equal to, or if something is equal, or if something is not equal to, or we can also say less than or equal to. And then we learned also logical operators, just to make compound statement with and, or, and sometimes not. If you remember, 2 is greater than 1, and 4 is greater than 3. This is true, and this is true, and then both are true, so the result will be true. And we can also conjugate this with or, and we can also negate using not. Okay, that's great. After this, we learn data types. Data types are very important. Anything we store, anything we use operation, the values are actually datas. Datas can be numbers, and the numbers could be int or float or complex in Python, and string. And a string could be a text, anything under a single quote or double quote or multi-line quote. And booleans and list, tuple, dictionary. These are the most common data types in Python. And now I will take you to conditionals. You know, in life also we make decisions. To make decisions, you have to see different conditions. Yeah, to go out, for instance, to come to this lesson, you should wait until 5:30 and you show up, right? You showed up. Now you are here in the lesson because you made an if condition. So conditionals allow us to make a decision. If it rains, just go with an umbrella or a raincoat. If not, if you just go out freely. If it's sunny, just go out freely. So we can handle different conditions. And then list. List is a very good data structure that allow us to make a list of names, list of countries, list of numbers, list of fruits, list of vegetables, or list of foods in general. We can create a list of whatsoever we want. And then we have set. Set doesn't allow duplicates, the different kind of data type. Tuple, it's a kind of data that you can't mutate. And then dictionary. Dictionary allows you to store data as in key and value. Yeah, and then we have learned loop. Oh yeah, loop is very, very powerful because if you want to do the same thing all over again, then actually loop can help you to solve repetitive and tedious tasks. For instance, if I ask you, hey, I want you to send the same message to 100 people. So you can create a Python script that can send a message to 100 people, right? That's so easy. If I ask you to print from 0 to 1000, and then this will be very, very tiring because printing this from 0 to 1000 is very tiring, I tell you, and it may take you longer time, but using Python loop, you can just execute this in just a couple of minutes, right? You can write the script and the script execute this in seconds, actually. Then we learned functions. Yep. Function allow us to write clean code, maintainable code, maintainable, scalable, testable, reusable. So, and then when we write functions, our code will be very clean, very easy to maintain or use and to scale and also to test it. So functions are very good. I hope you are familiar with this concept. I want you to write to me one, if you are really familiar with what I have mentioned here. So are you familiar with these concepts already? Are you getting comfortable with what I'm talking here? Could you please type 1 for me? If you are comfortable with this, then you have established a very solid foundation of programming. What it needs actually is practicing. Yeah. What are we going to talk today? Let me show you. Today, we may do some revision of functions, and again, we may also learn higher order functions. And then inside higher order function, also there is this lambda function. And in addition to that, we learn modules. Modules are very important. And maybe if we have time, we will talk about also list comprehension. So topics today. Okay, list comprehension, and then function revision, lambda function, higher order function, and then modules. Great. Now let's start list comprehension. I think that's very good to start with week 5. I'm not sure if it's week 5 or 6, but it doesn't matter. So let me create a file called list comprehension. Great. .py. Yeah. I may show you from a previous course. I want to take some data here. Maybe I can get these countries. Oh yeah, don't you like this list of countries? I want to make use of this. Okay, imagine I have this. Maybe I can comment this out. Let's make the example a bit simple. Nums 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What data type do you see here, guys? Tell me. Of course, yes, it's a list. If I ask you to write a function that changes 1 to 1, 2 to 4, 3 to 9, 4 to 16, 5 to 25. So then I think you may say, you may create a function def, then make or square. What name can I give it? I can give it a map a list. Map a list. Okay, I can call it map a list. Why? Because we are mapping it, as you can see. If it was 1 to 1, if it was 2, 4. So then it should take a list, right? A list as in a parameter, but maybe even without writing a function, I may show you without. So first we have to have new nums as in an empty array. And then you may just loop through for num in nums, just print n. And let's see what we get. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. But how about if we make it square? To make it square, you can do this, right? But we're just flashing the data. So it would have been much better if we just append every data, right? So new nums, append, and just like this. And now, if we print the value new nums, and if I just click over here, oh, I think this is what we were expecting or looking for, right? Do you agree with this, guys? Okay, now we can change this to a function. To change this a function allow us to wrap everything together, def, and then map a list. I am just, so it should be a list. And then I have to indent this. Now, instead of nums, I have to make this generic, the list. Then from the list, some single item. Of course, it's going to be one of the item, or it could be just n, it doesn't matter. And now we have to, I forgot this, the colon, right? And then after that, we have to return the new nums. And then here I have to invoke it, right? So to invoke or to call map a list is our new function, our custom function, and the nums. Then if I run this, I should get, oh yeah. So the good thing is this just give, we can, did I tell you that reuse? Now we can reuse by applying another value. For instance, I can say 10, 20, or 30. What are you expecting from this? I'm expecting 100, 400, and 900. As you can see, it works for it. But how about if it is somehow some kind of text or a string A, and here if it is B, and how about C? Yes, of course, yeah, we can't make this power, you know, you can't make a power of a string, as you can see. Yeah, so it's almost impossible to do that. And you can't also multiply together strings. So that's why I'm having an error. So this should be a string, but you can also limit this error. You should give some kind of feedback if the user put list with string items. But for now, this is good enough. And how about if I ask you this? Now we have countries, as you can see. And if I ask you to have this Finland, or maybe Finn, like this, and I don't know if I see. If I ask you to find this, how do you get it? Okay, so we are actually country code. And country codes, country codes. Let's make it a new array. Then we just say for country and countries. Now let's print them one by one. Why I'm printing every time, guys? Just to help you see the steps. And I recommend you to do the same when you are learning, because it's very powerful. You see all the steps. Maybe now I can just change to upper, and then you just get the upper method, and it gives you the uppercase. Yeah, but from this you can slice the first three using the slice method up to 3. Actually allows me to, oh yeah, this is what I'm interested. Okay, then I can just append that value. Okay, great. So what I could do, countries code dot append, and then this. Of course, to see the value, I have to print countries code now should have, oh yeah. Was it our target? Was it something we were looking for? Yes. Then even you can change this to a function, def. We can find, get country codes. And we have to take a list, yeah? Let's change this again. We can indent, and we have to have the colon. Instead this, again, list. And then it's better to call it item, because you never know, it could be a country or whatsoever anyway. But now it's a specific, the item, and the country codes for the time, just the codes. You can make it even codes or country codes, but I think that's good name, country codes. Yeah, great. And then now let's return country codes. And to make use of that, then get country codes, and I have to pass the countries array, and let's see. Yeah, if I add more, Norway, Netherlands, or Germany, or Belgium, or France, or France. Of course, I will have that again. As you can see, I am having more. This the country codes. Yeah, but today, this is not the plan to teach you. The plan is actually to teach you how to make use of list comprehension to achieve the same result. And this is actually memory efficient and very good in terms of memory and memory use and performance. So now, how about let's do, this is how we do. You may have just, you can say for, yeah, this list comprehension allows you to write for loop inside the list. Okay. Now I may comment this out. Now maybe I think I can call this example with no list comprehension. It doesn't matter if it's too long. So now I'm about just to, where am I? Yes, now we don't need this because we have the copy. So now let's do it differently. Or what I should say, for n in nums. And then I can create the n here. And let's print this and see the result. Actually, we got the same thing. The same means just it gives me the same array. We are just, okay, I can just run it like this. Yep. But how about if I multiply this by 2? Of course, every atom will be multiplied. Oh, yeah. But instead, our role is actually to make it square. Oh, yeah. So actually, now we have created a new array, a new nums like this. And then if you just create your new nums, great. So this is just straightforward, right? How about to do this for the country again? New or country codes. Country codes. You can just for country, maybe C in countries. And then you can just print C here. Oh, yeah. Then print country codes. I'm not sure if I write the countries properly. Countries. The country I have to uncomment that value. Now let's see. Oh, at least we just managed to create it. How about if I change this to upper? Dot upper, okay. Oh, then how about if we just chain and slice it up to 3? Oh, yeah. This is straightforward, right? This we call list comprehension. Is it clear, guys? Type 1 for me if this is clear for you. Yeah, I hope you prefer the list comprehension than this one, right? This is a bit, quite a lot of codes, but this one is just straightforward. And can we filter, for instance, countries with land? Okay, countries with land. What are the countries with land? Tell me, guys, who is going to tell me? Tell me countries with land, type 1 for me. That's how I activate my students now. Just type. Okay. What are the countries with land? You may write the countries that are with land. Oh, yes. So we have to get that. So for C in countries we have to do just C, right? But this doesn't allow us to print countries with land. Let's see. Yeah, the reason why I just print everything step by step, so you will have a chance to notice the steps. Again, I'm getting everything. Okay, but we are interested in Finland and Iceland. So I can actually add here conditions. If sea, or maybe if land in sea. Yeah, this is what you should add. Then I will, oh yeah. What are the countries that have way? Okay, there's just only one country in this world that has a way. So that's Norway. So you can also filter that, or countries without way. Well, that's great. Countries without way. That's a very good example, right? Why not? Or countries without land. You can just countries without land. Let's go first for that. And maybe you can say for C in countries. And then let's first see, and then print countries without land. As you can see, I'm printing everything, so I have to add if here. If land not in sea. This is a good example. As you can see, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, they don't have land. Yeah, maybe they live in the sea. Okay. Now let's go for countries without way. Oh yeah, let's duplicate this and we can say without way. And I hope then just change this to way, and then you change this to way. Oh no. I think everything was selected. Yeah, I can see that way. So we will see again, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, they do not have way. So that's why we managed to filter them out. Good, great. I think this is a list comprehension. We can do list comprehension, and yeah. Of course, we can do also dictionary comprehension, and the dictionary can be also comprehensive. But you can, it just goes the same, and that is how you do. Do you have any question before I move on to other topics? Okay, great. So this list comprehension is over. So let me just have a pause.